What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Here I am, the bearded ninja of gaming, here to do my new series, A Look Back. And I decided I was going to come in with a series that really means a lot to me, Dragon Age. So here I am. I'm going to start with Dragon Age Origins. I'm going to play through Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm going to try to do maybe 30-minute videos every day. Let me know if you think they should be longer, because I know sometimes 30 minutes in these amazing games cannot be long enough. So, here we go. We're going to sit back, and I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys about the Dragon Age series as I see it. If you think I'm wrong, sound off in the comments. I am more than glad to offer a dialogue. So here we go. It is in the Golden City blackened with every step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting.
The Chantry teaches us
to heaven.
that it is the
and here they're
hubris
kind of
of
setting
men
up the
which
idea
brought
of
the
what
Darkspawn
the
into
first
our
game
world.
is going to be, and introducing the
mages
Darkspawn
had
and how
sought
the
to usurp
Darkspawn
heaven,
came to
But
be.
instead, they destroyed it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason I love this game is
They were cast out,
it's absolutely an
twisted
epic,
and cursed
epic
by their
series.
own corruption.
For sure, even from the first get-go. The only thing in the first
They
game
returned as
that
monsters, the first of the Darkspawn.
kind of annoyed me a little bit was that your character doesn't really emote a whole lot, but all in all, I felt it was a very good game. The only other thing that really niggled
They
at me
became a
was the
blight
fact
on the
that
lands, unstoppable
he also didn't
and
speak.
relentless.
So I came up with this theory, and I'm sure the people at BioWare and
The
Dragon
Dwarven
Age people are
kingdoms
going to
were
be
the
like,
first to
no,
fall.
that's not it at all. But that
And
is a
from the
crazy
deep
theory,
roads,
crazy
the
man.
Darkspawn
Are you gonna
drove
tell
at
me
us again
that I'm
and again
crazy?
until
And I am.
finally
So
we neared
they're
annihilation.
Right. Congratulations. But I was like, okay, so he's communicating with all these people without actually speaking. How is he doing so? I am telepathically communicating with everybody who kind of said this. Just how some people just kind of jump into the conversation. They're like, hey. I'm like, hey, buddy. Just because you're within range doesn't mean I
Until
gave you right to come.
The Grey Wardens
Shut your
came.
face.
Men and
Shut your
women
face.
from every race. Warriors
I
and
do love
mages,
this,
barbarians and kings.
Setting up the
Grey Wardens sacrificed
Grey Wardens,
everything to
in my
stem
eyes,
the tide of
greatest
darkness.
heroes of all of
And prevail.
Thedas as they battle the Darkspawn Horde. And I love this series. I will always be playing as a mage, though. This first game, as you'll soon see, I am playing as an elven mage. I chose a terrible name because I really wanted to get into it, and I didn't want to worry too much about the name. So I chose Elven Bob, because, you know, why not just take my name and put Elven in front of it? That makes it Elven. Leave me alone.
It has been
So
4
absolutely,
centuries since
here
that
we
victory,
go.
and we have kept our
And
vigil.
this right here,
We
this
have watched
introduction
and waited
of
for the Darkspawn to return.
Duncan,
But those
was
who
absolutely
once
amazing
called us
to see him
heroes
kind of stride
have
in. You're like,
forgotten.
well, who is this guy? He looks pretty menacing. I mean, 2 swords. That's pretty
We are
dope.
few
It's
now.
pretty tough.
And our warnings
You know,
have been ignored
and
for too
then-
long.
You know, he then proceeds to just show these Darkspawn what for. I mean, it's just like one of those great, almost Liam Neeson-like moments from like Taken, or he did really good in A Walk Among Thieves.
May even be too
But
late.
that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm
For
here
I
to talk
have
about
seen
Duncan.
with my own
This
eyes
dude who just,
what lies
here
on
he
the
is, he
horizon.
sees this massive horde piling, and he's like, something's
Maker,
gotta be done, and he's
help
just like,
us
I'm gonna
all.
go do it. And that's what I love about Duncan. It is unfortunate that, spoilers for like the first maybe hour of the game, he dies. Made me sad. So here we are at the character creator screen. I'm gonna go with a male elf mage, like I said, and as you will see, I will name him Elven Bob. Now the other thing is that I didn't really worry too much with creating him in my likeness, because that's not really what I'm worried about in a world. It's like I can see myself in characters who don't look like me. So I really just wanted to be a mage. I like the elves. I like to think that because my elf, though, is a mage that has lived amongst the tower with human mages as well, that he doesn't really have a grudge against humans. But then again, you know, everybody in the tower it's kind of in the same boat, so it's kind of dumb for people who are in the same boat, kind of trapped in this tower for the rest of their lives, to really hold a grudge because, oh, well, you're an elf. But, you know, so I like to think that he, unlike the Dalish elves, he doesn't really hold a grudge against the humans of Thedas, even though the humans of Thedas will clearly have issue with me. He will just kind of be like, hey, whatever, I'm not trying to cause trouble, I'm not being rude to you, you do you, boo-boo, you do you. So now again, I also like to pick mystical, because I want my guy to have somewhat of a mystical quality to him. And now here I am setting up my stats. I do like the stats in this one. I think I'm gonna be playing kind of a fairly boring guy, because I mean I'm gonna just kind of pick the fire and ice kind of powers. I think I have rock armor too, but I don't think I'm not sure. I can't remember. We'll see throughout the course of this playthrough. But yeah, here I am again, just trying to figure out what am I going to do. Now just picking out, you know, I like coercion because I feel like I am a very persuasive human being. So I would like to hope that I could coerce people into things. And here I am mulling with the difficulty. I think I went with normal just because it's enough of a challenge to be interesting maybe to watch, but not so challenging that I'm going to die a lot, because again, these games are very long, very epic, sprawling tales, and I just want to kind of share the tale with you and my perspective on the tale. And that's obviously hard to make progress in if you're
On a
dying
cliff
a lot.
overlooking the
I'm not
dark
great.
waters
So
of
here
Lake
we are on the
Calenhad
cliff,
stands the tower fortress that is
overlooking
home to the Circle
Lake
of Nature.
Calenhad. You see the tower.
This
which
tower is the only place in Ferelden
kind of
where
has
mages
a
may
very
study their art
better
and others of their
or
kind.
Mordor
Within the high
style,
stone walls, the
exterior
circle
look to it.
practices
I
its
don't know
magic
if
and
that's
trains
what
apprentices in the proper use
the
of
people
their
of Dragon Age
powers.
were going for. I hope
the
so,
Circle
because it looks
Tower is as
awesome,
much a
but
prison
at
as
the
a
same time,
refuge.
you're like, man,
The ever-vigilant
it really
templars
reflects
of
how
the
the people
Chantry
of Thedas
watch
look
over
upon
all
elves, at least
mages,
the people of Ferelden
constantly
look upon
alert for any
mages
sign
in
of corruption.
suspicion of
This
you guys
gilded
are
cage is
going
the
to
only
abuse the
world
power
you know.
given to you by God.
Found to be sensitive to
Because
magic at a
it
young
looks like
age,
where evil
you
people
were
go.
torn from your family
And now we
and
bring
grafted
in my
here as an
character
apprentice.
to the Harrowing Chamber. Here you see First Enchanter Irving, Gregor, and
That apprenticeship
Colin.
is nearly
The
over.
introduction of Colin,
All that
probably one
remains
of
is
the
the final
most prolific
test,
characters,
the harrowing.
and I think is really the only character
Magic
you get to interact with
exists
in
to serve
all three
man,
games.
and never to
'Cause
rule
I-
over him.
Well,
Thus spoke
no,
the
'cause you do
prophet
sometimes
Andraste as she
interact.
cast
You do
down the
interact with
Tevinter
Alistair
Imperium,
at points.
ruled by mages who had brought the
But
world
I think
to the
Colin
edge
has
of
a
ruin.
bigger role
Your magic
in
is a
all of the
gift.
games than Alistair.
It's also
I mean,
a
except
curse.
obviously for in this one,
For
Alistair
demons
is
of the dream
very
realm, the Fae,
pivotal to the plot.
are drawn
but
to
two,
and
Colin
seek
plays
to
a bigger
use
role,
you as a
does
gateway
he play
into
a bigger
this
role
world.
in Inquisition.
This is
And
why
I do
the
love that it's
harrowing
kind of like
exists.
they kind of
The
like took me in the middle of the
ritual
night,
sends you into the
and
Fae.
I like how
There
my
you
character
will
does what I
face
think
a
I would
demon,
do if I was woken up in
armed
the middle of the
with
night.
only your
There are
will.
points where like his eyes, like one of his eyes is like partially open, or his eyes are just shut completely while being
It will
talked to.
turn you into
And
an
it's like one of
abomination,
those.
and
I'm
the Templars
fighting
will be
so
forced to
hard
slay
keep
you.
my eyes open because I know I need to
This
hear
is
this
Lyrium,
stuff and really pay attention.
the very essence of magic.
I'm so tired,
and
bro.
your
Can you
gateway
give me like
to the
20 minutes
Fae.
sleep? See, like right there.
Harrowing is a
There-
secret out of necessity, child. Every mage must go through this trial
I'm so
by
tired.
fire.
So
As we
tired.
succeeded, so shall you. Keep
You know,
your
and then I
wits
think
about
like
you.
partway through this,
Remember the
yeah. See, I just
Fae's
close my eyes. I'm like, yeah, I'm just,
dreams.
I'm
The
listening
spirits
to
may
you.
rule it,
I'm
but your
visualizing
own
your
will
words in my
is
head.
real.
The apprentice must go through this test
painting
alone.
a tapestry.
First Enchanter.
The tapestry is beautiful.
Already.
As beautiful as your voice. Anyway, and then you approach the ever awesome thing. And I won't lie, the first time I was like, so do they want me to like pick up this whole pedestal and drink it? And then he, like, my guy touches it. I'm like, oh well, clearly I have become Iron Man. And then we go into the awesome loading screens. I do like how they did the loading screens in this game. They're very pretty. I like how they, just like in 3, or in Inquisition, sorry, they kind of give you some kind of story stuff, but you don't get to scroll through it as you see fit. And here you're introduced to the Fade, and what I liked about the design of the Fade in this game was immediately you got the sense that this is not a place of
Will be done. So shall it be. Yes.
peace. You know, it's very almost
As you
sinister.
say.
But I do like that they balance like the sinister look with the fact that, you know, yeah, you ran into a sloth demon, you ended up fighting a rage demon, and then Mouse, who little glitch there, the dot was still there, so I want to make sure, hey, is there an enemy back here? No? Okay. I'm gonna continue. But anyway, and then Mouse, I believe, turns into a pride demon and just kind of tells you, you know, true tests never end. Blah 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 blah, you know.
Of course.
That cool little thing. But you know, you are introduced to a spirit of valor, so a positive spirit, not a
Yes.
demon. A denizen of the Fade that is not necessarily malevolent or has no malevolent
As you say.
inclinations behind it. He doesn't wish you any harm. And also, I like here for the combat, as you can see, I do like 2 and 3's combat a bit better. It's more action, but I do
Someone
like how
else
it's kind of
thrown
World
to
of
the
Warcraftian,
wolves,
where you hit
as
the button,
fresh and
you do the main attack,
unprepared
and
as
then you
ever.
can choose to
It
kind
isn't
of do
right that they
your
do
abilities.
this to
So I do
Templars,
feel it's
not
kind of
to
designed
you,
more for
me,
PCs
anyone.
than for Xbox 360s and PS3s and whatnot. But at the same time, I love it.
When you
And
say that,
I think with
now,
Mouth, at
so
first,
have many others
I
before you.
definitely
Look at me.
believed
Look at what can happen.
his story. I was like,
It's
man,
always the same.
he was a
But it's
mage
not your
that was
fault.
cut
You're in the
down
same boat I
you know,
was, aren't you?
in
Allow me to welcome you to the Fade.
his
You
his
can call
prime.
me, well,
You know,
Mouse.
or I guess not his prime, but he was cut down because he was taking too long. But
No,
then,
I don't remember
or
anything
because he,
from
you know, he failed. But then he was like,
before.
you know, because
The
they
Templars
assume I
kill
took
you
too
if you
long,
take
so they
too
assume I
long, you
failed.
see. They figure
And
you
it's like,
failed,
you don't have much
and they
time.
don't want
And
something
at that
getting
moment, I'm like,
out.
okay, well then
That's
leave me
what they
alone,
did to
dude.
me,
Like,
I think.
why was there not an
I
option to
have
be like,
no
just
body
leave
to
me alone? Because
reclaim.
you would think, like, if he is
You
truly
don't have
concerned
much
for your
time
safety,
before
he
you
doesn't
end
want
up
you
the same.
to suffer the same fate that he has suffered and be trapped
That
forever
has
in the
been
fade.
said before, but you don't
You would think
know
that he
the
would be like,
danger.
okay, go
There's
do your
something
thing. I'm
here
just going to kind of tag
contained.
along and help.
Just
Okay.
for an apprentice like you.
So at that
You have
moment,
to
I was
face the
like,
creature,
I really
a
feel like this
demon,
guy
and
is
resist it,
not who
if
he
you
says
can.
he is.
That's
Or
your
not
way
what
out.
he says he is, I guess.
Or your
more,
opponents, if the Templars wouldn't kill you. A test for you.
apropos
A tease for the
to
creatures of the
what was
Fade.
going on.
You
So,
would be a fool to just attack everything you see.
I do
What
think
you
that
face is
it
powerful,
was interesting, though, how they
cunning.
did this. And
There are others here, other spirits. They
same
will
time, it
tell
was
you
just-
more. May be
it
help
was very
if you can believe anything
great
you see.
because it's like any
I'll
any
follow,
old
if that's
game
all
could be
right.
like, oh,
My chance
how do you
was
prove
long
yourself
ago,
as a mage? You
but
beat a demon, but you
you
know,
may have
I
a way out.
loved that they were like, the real threat isn't the physical, you know. And I believe, you know, Mouse says it after you know, kind of are like, hey, I don't think you're who you say you are. Like,
The creature anywhere.
that was just far, far too simple to bend what the harrowing is. And he goes, the biggest threat is misconceptions and trust and pride. You know, being to, and I think, you know, to BioWare's credit, and the people that made Dragon Age's credit, that's absolutely true. You know, sometimes being too trusting of those around you is the biggest threat, because when you are naive,
Very
you're
well.
going to get into a lot of trouble because you're going to do things that you shouldn't do. You're going to trust those who shouldn't. But anyway, you know, and I loved how they did the combat here as well, because, you know, it's like, I don't have a staff. So all I can do is like punch them and use my spells. And
Another
they
mortal
very
thrown
quickly
into the
established, hey,
flames and left
mages
to
are not
burn, I see.
physical
Your mages have devised a cowardly
threats.
test.
in the sense
Better
like a
you
warrior.
pitted
Like,
against
a
each other
warrior
to
goes
prove
up
your
to you and
mettle
punches
with
you,
skill.
you're going to take massive
be
amounts
sent
of damage.
unarmed
He is
against a
strong.
demon.
He is made to do melee damage. You are not meant to run up to an enemy and punch him in the face. You are meant to throw
Indeed.
your spells.
The choice
You,
and the
that
fault
thing,
lies
that
with the
gift
mages who sent you here.
that the Maker has given you,
That you remain
to
means you have not
destroy
yet
it.
defeated
So I did
your
like that.
hunter.
Plus, you're also not very
I
good
wish you a
at
glorious battle to come.
melee combat because, you know, like, as you saw in that combat, like, I threw a spell, I punched him, I
They are
hit him.
brought into being
You know, 'cause
by my
it's
will.
easy to hit that first punch.
I
you know what
understand
You're
that in
just,
your
you're
world,
focused on the
mages
first
are
punch.
the only ones who can will things into being.
But then, you know, those two punches after you
mortals who
miss, and
cannot
then maybe you hit again. It's
must
like,
lead such hollow,
it's the
empty
game
lives.
driving home. You are a mage. What are you doing? What are you doing? Use your spells.
Without a doubt.
Use the gifts.
In this
you
realm,
have.
everything
But
that
then I do
exists
like,
is the
you know,
expression of a
this,
thought. Do you think these
Spirit
blades
of
be
Valor.
steel?
You know, he's
The staves
here to
be
help
wood?
you, and
Do you believe they draw
you know,
blood?
while he understands, I
A weapon
think your
is a single need for battle. And my will makes that need
skepticism,
reality.
because you know you are in the Fade, and nothing in the
Do you
Fade
truly desire
disappears
one of my
because
weapons?
It's
I will give one to you.
shaped
If you
by the
agree
demon's wills.
to
and the
duel
wills
me
of those there.
first. Valor shall test
He
your
is, though,
mettle
offended. He's like,
as
I am
it
the
should
Spirit
be
of Valor.
tested.
I am not here to cause trouble. I embody valor. That is why he is called a Spirit of Valor. So
How dare you
that was
accuse
really
me?
cool, and I do like that. You know,
I am no
you kind of
demon
duel
preying
him,
upon helpless mortals to steal their essence.
and you know,
I am a
he
being
he
of
says, you
honor
know,
and valor.
This
I
is
am a
not
warrior.
same task for the mages. I feel there's something
I should
they can
hope
do
not.
to better.
I'm
prepare
helping you, mortal, whether you
They
believe it
just
or
kind
not.
of throw you in as well.
But I do not go back on
You
my
know,
word.
you got to do what you got to do as a mage.
You wish to
You
duel
got to
or
beat
not?
that harrowing. You got to do that. And
As you wish.
But no, I remember like when I first played.
Battle until I am convinced you are
Dragon
strong
Age.
enough to defeat your
It
demon.
was.
If you do not
I'm
convince
trying
me,
to think
I will slay you.
if
Are these rules
Dragon
understood?
Age. I need to look it up. Dragon Age
Our duel begins now.
Origins.
Fight with valor.
I do apologize. I know I should. Probably, you know, I'm doing this. I should have like encyclopedic knowledge. And here again, like showing you, you're not a physical threat. The Spirit of Valor is stunning. 2009. I don't think this was after.
This is a waste of time!
If I remember right, I'm going to.
Enough. Your strength is sufficient to the
Google
task.
it because I want
Stuff
to make
is
sure.
yours.
Yeah. So what had happened for me was,
You
you know,
find glory
I
in
had
all
played
your
Mass
achievements,
Effect
boy.
back in 2007. It was a few months after I graduated high school, and then a couple of years later, they announced Dragon Age Origins, and I mean, I was with BioWare from KOTOR, the original KOTOR. And then once Mass Effect came out, I was like, this is the company I want to follow.
As you say.
You know, they are making the kinds of games that I want to play. So they're definitely a company where you can say, yeah, you're putting out a game, I'm going to give it a shot. So that is one of those things I feel like people should know about. And again, here we go with some combat. We're fighting some spirit wolves. I do like that it wasn't just wisps and demons within the Fade. They decided to make spirit animals. And I think the other thing, though, that made me kind of think that Mouse wasn't quite what he appeared to be was, you know, it's like this is a piece of the Fade where they specifically send apprentices on a harrowing. So it's almost like an obstacle course. Nothing is as it appears. You know what I mean? Everything is there for a reason. The Spirit of Valor is there to give you a weapon because it's unfair for you to go in with just your spells. You need a weapon that's going to be able to attack at a range like you would in the real world. Because no mage is going to go into combat without a staff because that's just stupid. You know, and then the Sloth Demon is here to teach Mouse
demon will get you eventually.
how to become a bear.
Perhaps there will even be.
You know what I mean? But then, you know, you're like, well, what is Mouse really here for? Because surely, you know, the Circle and the Templars are testing you. So surely,
Not even for a meal.
um,
Gone. Surely you have.
Mouse is not just here to help me. Because then that makes the harrowings a little bit easier. I did like these riddles. I won't lie. The first time I played Dragon Age, I think I got one of them wrong, and I think it was the last
spirit of
one.
sloth.
Because I was like,
A creature.
I don't know if like I just had a brain fart that day or what. The first time I played, I got one wrong, and that was a pain. But I'm smart.
Truly
I know the answers.
You are
But anyway,
mortal with
yeah.
power, and
And I think what makes the Dragon Age series so amazing is that
hunger for. I might be inclined
the
to
greatest
such a meal
threat
myself.
to the
It would
world
be interesting to see the mortal
You know,
through your eyes.
is something that doesn't come
Inside your
along
form.
very often.
But
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm disinclined to begin such a struggle.
it's a few hundred years between blights.
As you
So I feel that's always something very awesome where it's like, you know, these great heroes, you know, they don't do it. You know, the Wardens are great heroes. And it may seem like, oh, some people join the Wardens to be huge heroes. But it's like, yeah, but think about it.
Why would you need me?
Blights come around once
Use your weapon
every 400 to
since
500
you
years
have
or so.
earned it.
Maybe more often, I don't know. I could be wrong.
He looks powerful.
So
It
to
might be
join
possible that he
an
could
order,
teach you to be like
you're
him.
like, I'm joining to be a big friggin' hero.
Teach the
Okay.
mortal to take this
Hopefully
form.
then a blight happens in the next,
Why?
I don't know how long you're gonna live.
Are too attached to
Maybe
their
70
forms.
years before the call, maybe 20, 30 years before the calling takes you,
On the other
and you're
hand,
sent to wander the deep roads to die.
Might be a better
Good
husband.
luck. And then, even
go of
then,
the human form.
to really be kind of like
Years
the
ago.
big,
I don't think I'd make a
hero.
very good bear. How would I
You know,
hide?
where you saved Thetis, you have to personally
I
kill
have
the
faced more in
archdemon
this
yourself,
place than you can
and then
imagine.
you die.
Fear
it's not like
is just
you're-
one more thing. But you are right.
Getting to really
Hiding
enjoy
doesn't help. I'm
being the
sorry,
hero
it's the fade.
of the tale.
It
And I
changes
always
you.
like that because
I'll
that's what I
try.
liked
I'll
about
try to be
the
a
Battle of
bear.
Thermopylae with the
If you'll
Spartans.
teach me.
You know, they did what they did because they felt it was right. They didn't do it to be heroes. They didn't do it to earn medals. They did it because it's what's right. And they knew
I told
9
you he
times out of
wasn't going
10
to help
they
us.
were all probably going to die at some point, and they had no problem doing it.
I can't.
So to me, that is what a true hero is. It's a person who
So
says,
much to learn about
I'm going
the
to do
fate.
what I'm doing because
Little
it's right.
mortal.
I'm not doing it to be a hero. I'm not doing it to be remembered
My
forever.
form, little
I'm
one.
not doing it to earn a medal
Then I have
I'm
a
doing it
challenge for your friend.
because it's
Answer
right.
3
And it may
riddles
very well
correctly.
cost me my life.
And I
But that's
will teach
okay.
you.
That is completely
And I will
100%
devour you both.
okay.
The decision is yours.
So I do enjoy that. You know, here I am, still just kind of talking to him. You know, I just accepted his riddle challenge.
More promising.
I do
My
like
first
how
riddle is this.
they let you know, like, this bear is more than a
Coast
bear.
land,
Because
lands without
I don't know
people,
about you, but I've never seen a bear with
mountains
spikes
without land.
coming out of its body,
What
its
am I?
mouth. But it's really funny that that's also like the form he chose. You know, because he's a sloth demon. It's like a bear is such a predatory
Let's move on.
animal. You know what I mean? Like he could, like a bear. If a bear wanted
I
to, a bear could
rarely
eat
touch,
me alive,
but often
kill me.
held.
But
If
you
have
just
wit,
you lack
will
the
use
want to
me
even chase me
well. What am I?
for a meal. You're just kind of.
Yes, you're witty.
I think really he's just hoping that
Fair enough. One more try, shall we?
he
How
will
often will I spin the tale
get scraps. He
wherever
says
I
that. Like maybe
charge
he'll
a
need
fee?
scraps. It's like,
I'll
that's crazy
use
that this demon is such a
my
personification of sloth. He's like,
But alas,
I can kill you now,
remember me. What am I?
but that's just too much work. I'm gonna let the true test
You are
and hopefully he
correct.
gets scraps.
Rather apropos.
So I do like that.
But you won my challenge.
I mean, the riddles were very good.
Using
And they weren't too
distraction.
difficult. That's why I'm saying I think I had a brain
I shall
fart
teach you my
the
form.
day I first played this back in
No.
2000.
Listen carefully.
Because
Like this. Am I
wow,
a bear?
how did I mess that
It
up? And then here he
feels
goes, teaches him to be a bear. And he's like, feel heavy. Well, you're a bear, bro.
Close
You're not a mouse anymore. It's gonna feel heavy.
Go.
And I do love that he kind of criticizes him. He's like, that's close enough. You don't look exactly like me, but you're a
Whatever
bear.
you intend to do. I grow weary
But,
of
you know,
mortal prattling.
I did. I felt like that was kind of a really cool thing that they did. And now, you know, Hear Me and Mouse Go, which is now a terrible name for him since he's a bear. But whatever. We go to face the rage demon. What Mouse wants you
Can
to
we
believe.
not ride these animals off?
Then of course you get ambushed with spirit wolves, and you just gotta be like, man, you're on fire. And you know, I know that this song wasn't around when it came out, but man, every time I did that, this song was in my head. I'm a terrible singer too. That is neither here nor there. So we took those spirit wolves, we showed them who's the boss, and now I'm just like, I wonder if there's anything cool over here. Oh, hey, there's this weird structure thingy. I gotta be on the right side of it. Click it up. Hey, see, health poultices. Always need those. And the other thing I do love is the codex. It's something that Mass Effect got right, and it's something that Dragon Age always gets right. Because, I mean, that could almost be a video series in and of itself, is me just sitting here reading to you guys from the codex. Because the lore is, you have to really, like, understand, I feel, the game and get into it as much as I am. You really do. You have to dig into the lore. You have to understand, you know, the lore a lot. And I mean, I do. I love this series. When I got Dragon Age 2 originally, I got the like special hardback edition of the strategy guide, and I really didn't like when I buy strategy guides. I always try to get those special collector's editions because I'm not so much worried about using the strategy guide to beat the game or for the game to help me or spoil anything. I use it because I know those special collector's edition things. They're putting you're gonna get some concept art. You're gonna get some lore stuff in there. And I mean, it didn't disappoint. It was amazing. I love to this day to read that kind of stuff because I do. I feel like if you're gonna make a hardback collector's edition of the strategy guide, don't make it just a strategy guide. Put some concept art in there. Put some lore in there. Put some behind the scenes stuff in there. That makes it awesome. And here, you know, I kind of was like, you know, I'm just gonna let Mouse deal with the rage demon because, you know, clearly, you know, the rage demon's kind of outing Mouse. Like, hey, you've helped me all this time. Don't start changing the deal now, buddy. You don't. That's not the way this works. But at the same time, at this point, I was like, yeah, Mouse is not quite what Gift is. Boom, I level up. But obviously, you can't level up until you gotta focus. You gotta make sure everything around you is dead. And then there you go. He turns back into a human, and he decides he's going to talk to me. He's like, you are a true mage. And maybe you might be able to. Everything but leading up to this point didn't make you go, Mouse is not what he appears. This is when you're like, you're not what you appear.
That is because
you are a true mage. You're a true mage. Like he's patting your ego, and then he starts mentioning like, I need a foothold in the real world. And I'm like, bro, you're clearly not what you claim to be. I don't like what you're doing.
But you have shown me
that there is hope. You know what I mean?
So much more
so
than you know.
I do. I think like this set up like a great story. How they're like, look,
the fate has made
not everything's going to be as
Am I
it
to
appears.
blame for
Sometimes
that?
someone's going to be like,
deciding to exist or not exist is not a fair choice.
I don't want to spoil anything else throughout the story. That's going to happen and whatnot. But yeah, I do like the writing in this game and the origins. I mean,
for me to leave here.
They kind of matter, but not really. I mean, if you're an elf, people kind of make comment, oh, you're an elf, oh, second-class citizen, da-da-da-da. Oh, you're a mage? That's even worse. You're elven and a mage. Why don't you just throw the
Of course it was.
hate
What else is
all
here?
over yourself,
A good
because that's what you're going to get.
of your
People don't like mages. People don't like elves. Moron.
You are a smart one.
But, you know, and then, I mean, here again, here he kind of reveals his true nature, and he says, simple killing is a warrior's job. I love that line. The real dangers of the Fade are preconceptions. You know, careless trust, pride. And then he kind of becomes a pride demon. You know, and then you're sent back, and, you know, he again gives you the warning. He's like, you know, keep your wits about you, mage. True tests never end. And I was like, that is amazing, because that's real life. You know what I mean? That's within the world of Thedas. That's within the world of Earth. You know, the biggest danger is in preconceptions and careless trust.
Are you all right?
And then here we
Say
go,
something, please.
introduced to Jowen, and you kind of
Oh, I'm
get
glad
the
you're all
sense
right. They carried you in this
right
morning.
away that
I didn't
man,
even realize
something-
you'd been gone.
he's
all
on
week.
edge about something.
I've heard about
I don't know
apprentices
why
who
he's
never
on
come
edge.
back from
That's what I
Hogwarts.
was like. I was like, man,
Is it
I don't know
really
why this
that
guy's on edge.
dangerous? What was it like?
But yeah, I mean, right now I'm just kind of coming to a point where I'm
So
going
much
through this
for
conversation.
friendship.
I'm making the choices I want to make.
And now
Don't
you
think
get
that
to
I'm
move to the
rushing
Knight
through it.
Mage's
This is kind of like
quarters
coming
upstairs.
up on
I'm
the end of the
stuck here
video.
and I don't
So
know
I do
when
want
they'll
to take the
call
time,
me.
guys. If you like this video, like the video, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, Bearded
Easy for
Ninja
you
Gaming.
to say.
I love you guys.
I've been
I
here
will
longer
continue to
than
make
you
this great
have.
content. I mean,
Sometimes
come
I
on.
think
I've
they
got
just
the
don't
rest of
want to
Dragon Age
test me.
Origins. I've got all of Dragon Age 2 and all of Dragon Age Inquisition to get you guys through. I'm telling you, this is
No,
going
I'm
to be a
afraid of
look
what will
back
happen to me.
on this series
Easy for you
that
to
really
say.
has, in a large way, been there in my life, to entertain me, to tell great stories, and take me to fantastical worlds. Which,
They might not.
I mean, that's
But the
one of
right
the
of
greatest things about high
tranquility is
fantasy.
just as
They're
bad, maybe
fantastical
worse.
worlds that
You've seen the
I
train
wish I could be
around
a
the
part
tower.
of.
Like Owain,
So
who
yeah,
runs the
guys,
stock.
I really appreciate
He's
any
so
support you
cold.
throw my way.
No, not even cold.
And
There's just
definitely keep it locked. I'm
nothing in
hoping
him.
to get these
It's
put
like
up
he's
either
dead,
every
still
day or
walking.
every other day.
His voice,
So
his
guys,
eyes are lifeless.
this is the Bearded Ninja of Gaming signing out and saying thank
I
you.
shouldn't waste your time.
very,
with this. I was supposed
very
to tell you
much.
to see Irving as soon as you
And I
woke
hope
up.
you enjoy a look back at Dragon
Better not
Age
keep him waiting. We can speak later.
Biku.
Did you hear anything? Is he all right? Is he awake? Why do you care? Are you...